Hey guys, Beachside Bros coming at you again. This smells fantastic. Ken, what do we have and how do we get here?
We got about 3.5 days worth of smoked trout.
Oh man, I can't wait. Let's get started.
The first step in making your cold smoked trout is to make the brine. So you got about 1.5 cups of sugar, 1.5 cups of kosher salt, and some black pepper in this case. I lined a baking sheet with foil and then put some plastic wrap over top of that. From there, what you do is you put about 1/3 of that salt, pepper, and sugar mixture on your tray, making sure you get it out. You want it about 1.5 inches on either side of the trout. So I've got that out there, and again, this is about 1/3 of the mixture. You don't need to use the whole thing. After you do that, you throw your trout on your mixture, and then from there, you're going to actually, again, you can see we've got about 2 inches all the way around. We're going to add the rest of our brine mixture, the salt, pepper, and sugar mixture on top of it, and get him good and coated. Make sure that he's coated all over. Don't want to have too many dry spots on there. We're going to spread that out, make sure he's evenly coated, and then get some plastic wrap and put that on top of him so that he can sit in the fridge without any issues. So pretty straightforward. Like I said, your active time in this for this cold smoked trout is pretty darn quick. It's not a lot of things to do other than just mixing up that brine and throwing him in the fridge. He's going to sit in the fridge overnight, and we'll show you what happens next. So this is about 12 hours of brining. We got this guy in the fridge last night, about 7 o'clock or so. So you can see all that brown sugar has melted and has leached out some of the fluid from the trout, which is a good thing. So we want him kind of dry and tacky. So we will check him out later this afternoon, rinse it off for about 35-40 minutes, and then let him air dry in the fridge overnight and get him smoking. Here's our trout after sitting overnight. It was surprisingly stiff. So we're going to put this guy in some water, rinse off all that salt and pepper and brine, and you can see that right here. And it sat in there for about 45 minutes. From there, after the 45 minutes, I'm going to take him out and rinse him. We rinsed him for a good 20-30 seconds. You want to get both sides, make sure all that salt, pepper, salt, pepper, and sugar brine is off. And then after that, you're going to pat your trout, or if you're using salmon, that'll work too. Pat this guy dry and get him on a wire rack. He's going to have to go back in the refrigerator for a good 3 to 4 hours. I'm actually going to do him overnight to make sure he's good and tacky and ready to go for our smoker box that's going to happen the next day. So I did let him go overnight, and that was about, I think I got him in there about 8, and I pulled him out at 8. So it's about 12 hours he sat in the fridge. So again, you want to make sure that he's good and dry, both sides, and as much of that brine mixture, you want to get that off of both sides of your trout. Make sure that he's laid out nice and evenly, and then when you're getting ready to put him in the fridge, everything will be, like I said, he'll be ready to go. He'll feel kind of leathery and tacky the next morning, which is what you want. He'll actually dry out. Leaving him in the fridge without plastic wrap will actually dry him out, which is a good thing. So let's get him in there. I know Jen doesn't like showing us the inside of the fridge, but we're going to get this guy in there and we will get him out the next morning. See you later. All right, here's our trout after 12 hours in the fridge. Go get that smoker box going. Back in a second. So along with this cool little smoker bar that we are going to put our alder wood smoking chips in. I got a new toy. I got a torch, and this thing was fun. I'm trying to think of some other things I can do with the torch. I'm not great at desserts, but I think I'm gonna try some. I really had a good time playing with this thing. Turned into a little pyro, but it really got the smoker box going. It was real quick. You loaded it up with the alder wood and apple, and it lit right up with that torch. You just close the lid, and we're off and running. So we're gonna go get our trout and put him on. As you can see, our alder wood and apple is smoking up, and we're just gonna lay our trout on the top rack up here just so he gets it. And the cool thing about this is, again, we're cold smoking, so he's not getting over 80 degrees or 100 degrees, somewhere in that range, and it's going to sit out here all day and smoke. So it's looking good, and we're just going to come back and check him in a few minutes. So it's time to reload. This guy did his job. This thing is looking fantastic. So we're going to reload this chamber and get him going again. Our trout's been cold smoking now for about 10 hours, so it's time to pull him out and wrap him up. And we're going to wrap him up in some unwaxed butcher paper and stick him back in the refrigerator. Again, this is going to go overnight. You definitely, if you don't want to wait until overnight, you definitely need to let him chill for about 4 hours in there. So again, we're going to wrap him up tight, put him in the fridge, and let him kind of come together, cool down, and we will saw him up for some hors d'oeuvre type things that we're going to do tomorrow. But again, very important that you're essentially kind of treating it like it's any other meat. You're just going to let him rest and come to the right temperature in your refrigerator. It should keep for a couple weeks in your fridge, so you should be good to go there. I'm just going to put something on that paper so that it doesn't come off overnight. So we'll check back with you tomorrow, and we're going to be ready to eat.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and slice these guys, and what you want to do is you want to slice it really, really thin. Probably thinner than that, honestly. But this is smoked trout, and we did it, as you can see on the bar. I'm going to pull this guy back a little bit so it's not falling off. And then, Dame, what we're going to do is we're going to put this guy on some smoked crisps. And by crisp, I just took some tortilla shells, street tortilla shells, baked them in the oven for 3 or 4 minutes, and just sort of toasted them up. All right, I think that's probably about right. Let's get this guy back on here. It's got a nice crispy outer shell, but it's nice and soft on the inside. Dame, let's come on in here and pile in.
All right.
We got a little napkin here.
I'm here for the best part, eating. I literally had nothing to do with this. Shocker. All right.
So just whatever condiments you want. We got sour cream. We got a little salsa. We got some. Normally we would do capers. I didn't have any, but I did have some Kalamata olives, and they've got a nice briny texture to them, taste. So I've got that, and a little bit of red onion.
And before I put stuff all over it, I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I think I want to try too.
Oh my gosh. That's better than the Doritos that my son's eating and the bag crinkling in the background. I don't even want to put anything on it.
Oh,
I mean, it's unbelievable. Put a little bit of sour cream, just a little bit. The olives, of course I have to do that. I'm just going to put a little bit of everything. And then I'll get out of the way, let Ken do it. Go for it.
So just to review, we smoked this with alder wood, a mix of 3/4 alder wood and 1/4 of apple. And it took about 10 hours. Your active time, if you're not eating Doritos, is honestly about 30, 45 minutes. But it does take some. I mean, you gotta let it cure in the sugar and the salt. But man, what you get is fantastic.
It's amazing. And this is a lot of fish. This will last you a while. Ken, how long will it last in the fridge?
Couple weeks, keeping it cold in the back of the fridge, wrapping it. Everything I've read on the internet is 2 to 3 weeks, as long as it's wrapped up tight and sealed. But you want to eat it fast. Damon's
I'm trying.
plowing through.
I mean, look at the color of this. I mean, I don't know which camera to go to.
Go to that one. Yeah.
I mean, how does that look? I mean, it is just perfect. It's beautiful color, beautiful texture, beautiful smell. I mean, this is just really enjoyable to eat, guys.
Yeah, I never smoked anything with alder wood, and it gives off it's a very pleasant smell. It's fantastic.
Riley, do you want to try it? Okay,
Yeah.
here, we'll throw that out later. Just go back over there, please. Thank you.
Politeness is a great thing.
Family,
All right.
can't pick them.
Mostly not.
No.
Yeah, unless it's, okay. I'm just gonna let that go. And then, so anyway, try it. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's very, very simple. Like us, subscribe.
Ring the bell. Check out our Instagram at Beachside Bros Jacks. And yeah, Facebook, all that stuff. We're on it finally. Rocking and rolling in 2022, guys.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.